The age of the human beings should be at least 120 years. But yet today, we consider it to be a miracle if someone survives over 90 years old. When we go to the hospitals, usually we look at the death certificate, and they are going to tell us that we do not die because of our age. We die because of different illnesses. Last year alone, 12 million people died of heart disease. Last year alone, 7.8 million people died of cancer. Yes, we may think that we can prevent illnesses such as heart disease, but most of us are going to say, there is nothing I can do about cancer. But yet, it is the number 2 killer in the world today. And the answer is yes, we can prevent cancer as well. Most of the illnesses today is caused by a malfunctioning of our immune system. Every time when we're sick, we will go to the hospital and we will ask the doctor, what is the root of my illness? If we've got SARS, the doctor is going to tell us, you're ill because you're infected with a virus called the coronavirus. If you've got HIV virus, then they're going to say it is the cause of AIDS. Today, we are contributing the cause of our illnesses, the root of all the problems, to a bacteria, to a virus, to all sorts of contamination or pollution around the world. And yes, there is no denying that they do contribute to the illnesses in our lives, but yet they are not the complete cause of all the problems. We are sick today because we have a weak immune system. Haven't you realized when there is a flu, when there is a cold, someone, they are going to catch the cold, but yet others, they don't come down with the illness. Do you remember when SARS came along? And we tell everyone that you have to go to the hospital and get treated with the SARS illness. But yet, do you realize that at that time, we do not have any cures for SARS? In other words, every single patient that ended up in the hospital, they get about the same treatment, what we call supportive therapy. That means all we're doing is we're supporting them. We're not actually treating them. But yet, some people survived and some people died from it. What is the difference? The difference is not in the medication that we're given. The difference is in the immune system of the different individuals. Let me give you an example. If there is a garbage dump beside me, then of course there are going to be flies. There are going to be cockroaches. There are going to be mice. Yes, rats. But yet, the cockroach, the mice, the flies, they are not the cause of the garbage dump. If we can clean away the garbage, then the mice, the rat, the cockroaches, they'll be gone by themselves. But yet today, what are we doing? We're saying the cause of illness is due to that fly or due to that cockroach. So what do? We invent different type of antibiotics. We invent different type of chemical weapons so that we're able to kill the cockroach. But then the garbage dump remains. In other words, the rate at which diseases are happening today is a lot faster than the rate that we're able to create drugs against it. We are focused so much into the cure that we ignore completely about the prevention part of the process. Every single one of us, we are born with the best doctor in this world. It is called our immune function. When we are born into this world, after about 1 year old, we're equipped with the best army in the world so that we can defend ourselves from all sorts of illnesses. But yet, this immune system of ours, it needs your protection. We need to take care of it. Most of us, we would think that illness just happened overnight. And we would think that there is no cure for a lot of illnesses. And we tell ourselves, well, if I come down with cancer, there is nothing I can do about it. So, be it. This must be fate. It must be my destiny. But is it? And we may think that cancer occurs so suddenly. We may say, do you know my cousin or my neighbor or my friend? They've just been diagnosed with cancer, and in less than 6 months, they are gone. And so, we get so scared about it. And we don't even think about, well, is there something I can do so that I can prevent it from happening, so that I can survive at least until 120 years old? Yes, we can do that because disease doesn't happen suddenly. They accumulate inside us, just like a hepatitis virus, just like the AIDS virus. Do you realize that some people can survive with it for the rest of their lives? Hepatitis, even if you contact it, the disease doesn't actually come on until about 180 days later, just like cancer. Do you realize that 2/3 of the period that some individuals have cancer, that we cannot detect it, that we actually do not know its existence? In other words, when the disease is merely progressing, when the cancer is just 2 into 4 cells splitting into 8, our immune system is stronger enough so that we can destroy it. There is no drugs in this world that can compare to your own immune function. Antibiotics, they can destroy bacteria, microbes, but they have no effect against viral infections. And until this very day, no matter how advanced medicine is, we do not have a cure for viral infections. And all the medication that we have discovered or invented, created for viral infections, they do have deadly side effects. Therefore, there is only our own immune system to depend on. Let us take a look into our own immune system. Your immune system, let's take a look into the slides. Okay? Your own immune system is just like an army protecting a country. Inside this army, you've got all different type of soldiers, all the way from Air Force to your different type of Navy soldiers. Your immune system is very complex. It composes of different organs, different systems. So your immune system, the main lymphoid organs, consist of your bone marrow. Your bone marrow help you create all of your blood cells, including your immune cells. Then some of these immune cells are sent to the thymus. The thymus is just like a training ground where we train our soldiers to be an Air Force or a Navy. Your tonsils is also part of your immune system. Your tonsils help and prevent you from different type of viral infections. And your spleen help you create different weapons, bombs, bullets. So when there is an enemy, we will be able to destroy it. Your lymph nodes, it's just like a filter. It filters and gathers all the enemies in one spot. So your soldiers do not have to look everywhere and play hide and seek. Your appendix is also an immune organ. It helps a lot of the immune cells to become mature. So your immune system consists of different systems, different organs. It's very, very complex. But just to make it simple, inside your blood, there is the red blood cells and there is the white blood cells. Your white blood cells are actually your immune cells. And within this group of white blood cells, we can simply divide it into what we call the B cells coming from the bone marrow, or the T cells coming from the thymus. Your B cells, one of the very important cells is called your B cells, they secrete what we call antibodies or immunoglobulins. The immunoglobulins, they are just like bullets, bombs inside an army. Whenever there is an enemy that comes invading into your body, then when your immune system is functioning properly, you will secrete a specific immunoglobulin, a specific weapon against this enemy. And you do have a memory of it. This is how vaccines work. And so throughout your life, you may be exposed to different enemies, which we call antigens. And then you do have a memory of the weapon that you have secreted against it. So next time, if you encounter the same enemy, you will destroy it in no time. You are able to secrete antibodies against a virus, a bacteria, and even against some of the foreign particles, chemicals that have been created, including a lot of things. But when your immune system goes wrong, it may give you allergies. There is another immune cell. We call it the macrophage, or I call it the garbage man of the body. Why? Because it is here to help you engulf different garbages, engulf different foreign materials that comes invading into your body. Or even it helps the B cells to work together. So the B cells create a weapon, it destroys the enemy, and then here comes this garbage man, it cleans up the battleground. So over here in this different slide, you see it engulfing different particles, and some of them engulfing parasite. Yes, your blood cells get aged and old, just like your red blood cells. It has a lifetime of around 120 days. And therefore, after that, then it takes this garbage man of the body and it engulfs up the dead red blood cell and then cleans it away from your system. When we talk about cancer, then you cannot miss this immune cell called the natural killer cell. I call it kiss of death. Take a look. The purple color one is a cancer cell. The yellow one is your immune cell. Whenever the immune cell encounters a cancer cell, then it is going to give it and deliver a kiss of death. It actually secretes chemicals that would destroy the cancer cell. Yes, we do have chemo and we do have radiation, but sometimes the side effect is so potent that we really do not know whether we're killing ourselves or we're killing the cancer cells. But yet, before you can even detect and see your cancer cells by a CAT scan, by the X-ray, there is these immune cells working inside you in the different organs. They are searching everywhere for cancer cells, and they'll destroy it in no time. Most of the illnesses is caused by a malfunctioning of our immune system. If your immune system is functioning properly, you should be able to defend yourself from all sorts of illnesses. If your immune system is weak, then you get cancer, you're more prone to infections, like viral infections, bacterial infections. However, if your immune system is messed up and it cannot recognize who is the enemy and who is self, you get what we call autoimmune disease. It's just like rheumatoid arthritis. It has nothing to do with your joint. It is something wrong with your immune system. Your immune system is looking at your joint and saying, aha, it is the enemy. Therefore, your immune system is malfunctioning. It is secreting antibodies against your joint. Your immune system works 24 hours a day and every single second. Without an immune system, we as humans, we cannot survive for very long. Why? Because there is cuts, there is virus, there is microbes that will invade into our body all the time. So your immune system will have to defend you every time you eat, every time you breathe. Lung cancer is standing as the #1 killer in all of the cancers. Yes, there is not a very good cure for it. So with the air pollution today, you have to depend on your immune system so that you'll be able to defend yourself from it. Viral infections such as hepatitis, SARS, or just the common flu today. We do not have good medications this very day. Therefore, you still have to depend on your immune system. Your immune system is so important that nowadays we're finding that even heart disease is related with it. Yes, we used to think that as long as we lower our cholesterol, we should get rid of heart disease. Well, that's not the case anymore. We're finding the reason why cholesterol accumulate within our blood vessel. It is because our immune system get inflamed. Therefore, there is an inflammation along the vessel walls, causing the cholesterol to accumulate inside the blood vessels. So, all illnesses, I would say most of the illnesses is caused by a malfunctioning of our immune system. Now, you're going to ask me, well, if most of the illnesses is caused by it, is there a medication for it so that we can strengthen our immune system? Well, there is one thing for sure. You do not want to stimulate your immune system. Why? Well, put it this way. If you stimulate your immune system, if someone tells you that a certain chemical is going to increase or they're going to increase the production of your antibodies, immunoglobulins, it is stimulation. Why? When your immune system is stimulated, it's going to give you allergies, all the way from skin allergies to digestive tract allergies. So you do not want to stimulate it. You want to strengthen it naturally. Our immune system is way too complex. So a medication should not be used to stimulate it. How does it work? It's very simple. Take a look at it. It's just like an army. In this army, you've got the Navy, you've got the Air Force, you've got all the different type of soldiers. Until this very day, when we create a chemical, yes, there are chemicals that can stimulate our immune system. We'll be able to stimulate a particular cell of our immune system or a particular lymphoid organ. It will be comparative to saying, okay, now I want to stimulate the Navy or the Air Force. So if the enemy, comes along from the land and now you're stimulating the Navy, it's not going to be of much help. And why do I say that you should not stimulate your immune system? Well, in the same token, if the enemy is not there, and then you're shooting your weapon everywhere, you're dropping the bombs everywhere, who are you going to kill? You're going to kill yourself, okay? Therefore, today, there is not a good medicine that can strengthen the immune system. Your immune system is so intricate. It knows exactly which part of the body that it needs to secrete the different weapons. And it knows when to say the war is finished. Because if you do not declare and stop the immune system when the war is over, what do you get? You get autoimmune diseases, such as diabetes, or you get things such as rheumatoid arthritis, systemic lupus erythematosus. So what do we want to do? We want to strengthen our immune system through wholesome food. Yes, I've been doing research about how nutrition relates to our immune system for over 25 years. And even though my research is very, very complex, we study into the genes, but the conclusion is very simple. Many times we think, okay, what are the nutritions that we need? When we talk about nutrition, automatically we think about proteins, carbohydrates, we think about the different vitamins. But yet today in this world, especially in North America, basically, I can guarantee you, in the hospitals, we don't see any patient that are sick because they are in lack of protein We don't see that today. So we're not talking about the proteins, the carbohydrates, or the vitamins today because people are not malnourished in that sense. What we want to discuss about is what are the different type of nutritions so that I'll be able to survive longer, so that I'll be able to defend myself from the different illnesses. Well, nutrition, how does it relate to our immune system? That's what I like to discuss with you. So the number one definition of nutrition, it means a lot of plant food, not a lot of animal product. Whenever we eat into our body a lot of meat, a lot of animal product, our immune system get weakened because we will secrete a hormone called prostaglandin 2. Once we start to secrete this type of hormones, then our immune system gets suppressed. Every time when I eat a lot of animal product, I'm also eating a lot of hormones inside me. Therefore, I will stimulate different type of tumors, such as breast tumors or prostate tumors for men. We will secrete these hormones by ourselves already, so we do not actually need to increase it from outside sources. When I eat a lot of animal product, also I'm eating a lot of calories, a lot of fat into my system. The more calories I eat, the faster I age. It means my immune system get weaker faster. So I do not want a lot of animal product. So nutrition means a lot of plant food. So a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruits, a lot of with all the research that you have done, is there a miracle cure? And I tell them, of course there is. And where is it? And what is it? Well, simply put, the miracle cure is inside your supermarket. It is inside the vegetable, the fruit sections. All that vegetable and fruit, they are the very best cure for all sorts of illnesses. Why? Because they can support your system. So, why are they so good for us? Because inside this plant food, they contain a nutrient called phytochemicals. Phytochemicals, they are different compared to vitamins. They are not the same thing. Yes, years and years ago, we discovered the existence of vitamins. Ever since the discovery of vitamins, we labeled it the miracle cure of everything. We tell everyone that as long as you can pop a mega dose of vitamins, then you are supposed to be very, very healthy. But then we're finding there is something wrong about it. Why? Well, we're finding that, for the people that are taking a lot of the vitamins, they do not survive longer. They die a little faster, in fact. And they die of heart disease and cancer. And whenever we take in a lot of things such as vitamin A, we get osteoporosis. But then we would ask ourselves, why? Okay? Because if you look at the research itself individually, we may say vitamin E is very good for your heart disease. We may say that vitamin C is good for your immune system. But yet, when we take it, the vitamin pills, in a clinical sense, then we do not see the result. As an immunologist, no matter how much vitamin C pills that you take, we do not see a prevention of the common flu. We do not see a strengthening of the immune system. Why? What is making the difference there? Well, here is the thing. We are finding that in a vitamin pill form, it actually does not perform the function it has when the vitamin is inside a wholesome fruit or a wholesome vegetable. Let me give you an example. Vitamin A. If you take mega doses of vitamin A, especially for pregnant women, that is quite dangerous for the fetus. But yet, what is a mega dose? A mega dose, that means that you take a couple of tomatoes, or you eat a whole carrot, that is way over the dose that you're supposed to eat on a daily basis. But yet, you don't see a woman that's saying, she's pregnant. Guess what? She ate too many tomatoes, and therefore it affected her fetus. We don't see that. But yet we see the problem when they are taking a vitamin pill called vitamin A. So what is the difference there? The difference is here. When the vitamin A or the vitamin C or whatever vitamin it is, when it is inside an orange, when it is inside a carrot, it is together with all the other phytochemicals, all the other vitamins, all the antioxidants, the nutrients together. They are not pure. It is combined together in a wholesome food. But yet today, when I isolate it away from the orange, it becomes pure. When I isolate the vitamin A from the carrot, the vitamin A becomes very, very pure. And when it is pure, it has side effect. When it is not pure, when it is inside the food itself, it is an antioxidant. So, simply put, I look at it this way. An orange, it is a miracle. It is created by God. A vitamin pill, it is made by men. There is a big difference between the two. Therefore, nutrition means something that is wholesome, something that has not gone through a chemical isolation or a chemical process. Nutrition means a lot of phytochemicals. Nutrition means a lot of antioxidant and a lot of polysaccharide. So, what are phytochemicals if they are not vitamins? Phytochemicals are discovered right after vitamins. Well, but phytochemicals never took on the fame that vitamins had. But yet, phytochemicals are so important for our immune system. And they are only existent inside plant food, such as your vegetables. Every evening, during dinner time, during lunchtime, whatever I put on my dinner table will determine when my family is going to have heart disease or whether my family is going to come down with cancer or not. Yes, they do have an effect. We are taught ever since we're young. We tell ourselves that whenever we're sick, we have to go to the doctor. And it is still true. But yet, some of us, we think whatever I eat is merely to fill my stomach so that I don't get hungry. No, whatever you eat is going to be here to prevent you from illnesses. Because take, for example, if this morning, if I eat some sausages, or if I eat some ham, or if I eat some smoked bacon, what is going to happen? Well, when I eat it throughout the process, it's going to become a cancer-causing agent. Okay? Therefore, if I eat some vegetables together with it, such as a broccoli or a cauliflower, inside it, it is going to have phytochemicals such as sulforaphane, or different type of phytochemicals. And these phytochemicals, they are able to neutralize the cancer-causing agent that are created along the way. If I eat some fried chicken, there are going to be animal hormones inside. But yet, if I eat some phytochemicals that are inside the vegetables, it's going to neutralize the toxin effect. Well, to be very specific, it's going to prevent the animal hormone from attaching to the receptor, to the estrogen receptor of my cells. Therefore, what I eat on a daily basis does have an effect on how or when, or am I able to prevent myself from getting cancer. So I want plenty of phytochemicals on a daily basis. The second nutrient that you really want to have is called antioxidant. We have all heard about antioxidant many times in our lives. So simply put it, antioxidant make me age just a little slower. Okay? So what are antioxidants? We as human beings, whenever I walk, whenever I talk, I create free radicals. And these free radicals, they make me age faster. So it suppresses my immune system. So if I eat a lot of vegetables, if I eat fruits, if I eat the plant food, it's going to have antioxidants that are going to neutralize the free radicals. This way, I'm going to age just a little bit slower. Yes, some people, they are 50 years old, but yet their immune system is only 40 years old. And yes, sadly, some people 50 years old, their immune system is already 60 years old. So, how does it work? Well, it works like this. When we are young, when we are born into this world, my immune system will not be complete. For a little baby, the immune system is not complete until she or he is 1 year old. Then by that time, it is equipped with all the immune functions ready to face this world. So whenever the baby faces, a disease, it will secrete an immunoglobulin and remember it. And then, as the baby goes along the way, it trains its army. Therefore, whenever you are going to find some children, whenever they get sick, then the parents demand doctors give them antibiotics. Well, if you give them antibiotics, then your immune system is going to say, well, if you're going to kill the bacteria for me, that means I can be lazy. So I'm not going to work. So your immune system gets lazy. It doesn't get trained. So it's good that, you let the baby or the children, they have to train their immune system along the way when they grow up. And then it gets stronger and stronger throughout the years. So when does it go to the very top? Well, when they're a teenager, 18, 19 years old, then their immune system is really, really on the top of the world. But then when does it start to go downward? It's very hard to say. Your immune system is also affected by your emotions. If you're happier, your immune system is also happier. If you're sad, your immune system is also sad, and it goes down a little bit. So your immune system wants you to be a very, very happy person. But yet, when we grow up, there are always stresses of life. Okay, so by the time, from all the different symptoms that we see, by the time when you reach 30 years old, your immune system starts to go downward. Okay, and then it goes down and down. By the time you're 50 years old, the chance of you getting cancer is about twice as much as someone that is 20 years old. This is the reason why you want to have plenty of antioxidant. The more antioxidant you have, the younger you become. Therefore, what should we do? It's quite easy. Every time when you eat a meal, try this. How about eat your fruits first? Okay? So the very first dish that you should have will be your fruits, because fruits provide you with the best antioxidants. And then the second dish you should have will be your soup, okay? Because you need plenty of water. So this way, your immune system can work well. And if you have 5 different courses, make sure 4 of them are plants and only 1 dish that is meat. And even though you're having some meat, make sure that for an adult, not over 3 ounces a day. Because over 3 ounces a day, we're finding that it really affects your immune system. It really goes suppressed. So you do not want that. So have it moderately. Do not eat too much animal product. The third nutrient that we want to have plenty of, it's called polysaccharide. What are polysaccharides? Polysaccharides affect our immune system directly. Unlike phytochemicals inhibit one of the processes in the cancer-causing process. So phytochemicals can inhibit along the way when the cancer is occurring. But yet, polysaccharide directly affects your immune system. It can make that macrophage, the garbage can of ours, it can engulf the garbage just a little faster. And you'll be able to increase the number of natural killer cells so that you'll be able to defend the cancer cells better. So where do we find polysaccharide? We can find polysaccharide inside different mushrooms, inside different plant food, especially in plenty inside the different mushrooms. And yes, people are going to tell us, well, are they special mushrooms that we should have? Or is there a special plant that is going to have more phytochemicals as compared to others? Yes, we all want to find that special miracle cure plant. But yet, if you ask me, I'm going to tell you that variety is the very best. Why? Because inside every single plant, we're finding that there are different phytochemicals inside. There are different kinds of polysaccharides inside. And therefore, even though we are able to isolate a particular polysaccharide away from a mushroom, we are able to isolate a particular phytochemical away from a soybean or from a broccoli. And I can make it into a pill. And I can show you research data from an in vitro data or all sort of a data. And I'm going to prove to you that saying, look, the sulforaphane, take for example, it can prevent this type of cancer from happening. Or I'm going to tell you that the polysaccharide, look, it can increase the function of the garbage can of the body or the macrophage, etc., etc. And most of the people are going to say, I'm going to take the pill because it's concentrated, or it's isolated, or it is extracted. But yet, for me as a scientist, in fact, that is not true. The true thing is, when you eat the wholesome food, when you eat the whole broccoli, that is going to be the very best for you. Why? Because inside the broccoli, it not only contains the phytochemical that we have discovered, but it also contains the other phytochemicals that we haven't discovered yet. It contains all the different nutrients that we as scientists, we haven't even known today. Therefore, what right do we have to say that a particular phytochemical or a particular vitamin is the best nutrient inside that miracle plant? Variety is always the very best. Different colors, they contain different phytochemicals. Different varieties of plant food, they'll give you different antioxidants. They'll give you different polysaccharide. So the more variety you have, the better it is for your immune system. If there are 3 things that we can do in this life so that we'll have a very healthy life, so that we can survive until we're 120 years old, then it's going to be these 3 important things that you can do, and you'll be able to have at least 120 years old. The number 1 thing that we need to do is to change our lifestyle, is to change our diet. 40%, that is 40% of the cancer today can be prevented as long as we change our diet. So let us take a look into it. What should we do about our diet today? The number 1 thing we need to do is eat more plant food, more vegetables, more fruits, rather than a lot of animal product. We as humans, we are born to eat plants, not to eat meat. After all, if you take a look into the mirror yourself, take a look and smile into the mirror, and then you're going to find that you do not have all those teeth like a tiger. Okay? You do have teeth more like a horse or a cow Okay? Because you are born to eat more plant food. Therefore, eat more of it. Today, realize this. Whatever you put on your dinner table is going to affect the health of your family. I always jokingly say that, 2/3 of what we eat today is meant to support the survival of the doctors. We should eat more for ourselves. Okay, so eat healthily. So how do I do that? Very easily. Just eat more vegetables and fruits. That's all you have to do. There is no trick to it. You do not have to look for that miracle plant at all. Okay? So change your diet, change your lifestyle, and you're going to find that you'll be able to prevent at least 40% of different type of illnesses because your immune system will be stronger. Number 2 that you should do is to be happy. Every single day I wake up in the morning time and I look into the mirror and I'll smile to myself. Yes, you have all heard this. Okay, this morning everyone's talking about 25 years old of EXL, right? Yeah, so you can guess my age. Okay, so, there are different things that you do to make yourself happy. Take, for example, in my house, okay, I never buy a thing called a magnifying mirror. Okay, that is an absolute no-no in my home. Why? Well, lately, I've been seeing wrinkles. But then, as long as I don't have a magnifying mirror, then I look at them and I say, wrinkles means wisdom. Okay, so be happy. There are always the brighter side to every single problem in life. For me, really, I meet a lot of cancer patients, and for me, to them, their whole life wish is just to be able to see the sunrise tomorrow. It's to be able to see the flowers, the color of the leaves. So what are there for us not to be happy? Every single time when you're sad, when you're stressed, or when you're angry, then your immune system get very suppressed. Why? Because your body is going to secrete a hormone called corticosteroid. When this hormone has been secreted, your immune system gets suppressed really, really quick. Well, we did a research before. Have you ever seen those people that are so nervous that they stand up on stage and basically their hands are shaking, their feet is just shaking? Have you ever seen those people? Yes? Experience it? Yes, yes. And your heart goes pumping. Well, if you haven't experienced it, well, guys, when you see a pretty girl, you probably have experienced that, right? Well, so we did a research about that when you're really nervous. And we find that the amount of corticosteroid that you're secreting is enough during that moment, is enough to suppress 80% of your immune function. So what does that mean? It means that you are 100 times more prone to getting cancer compared to someone that is very happy. Okay. Then you're going to ask me, you're going to say, oh, well, how does that work? Well, someone up there that created us, doesn't he know, after all, we're not gods, we're just humans, right? And humans are supposed to have feelings, right? So why did he created us? So that we humans have emotions then, okay? Well, there is something to it. There is a reason for it. So let me tell you a story about the caveman, okay? just return yourself back into the caveman or the ancient times, the Stone Age times. During that time, we as humans, we faced different enemies. So if the cavemen, when they face an enemy, take for example a tiger, okay? When the caveman faces a tiger, then he becomes very, very nervous. During that time, it is between life or death. So immediately, he will secrete a lot of corticosteroid. Because during that time, when you are nervous, your body translated to saying, you are at war. So when you are nervous, when you are sad, when you are stressed, to your body, it means that you are facing a threat. It means you're facing an enemy. So the caveman facing the tiger, he doesn't need an immune system. If he doesn't kill the tiger, he's dead anyway. Okay? So he secretes this hormone and he suppresses his immune system. Then the next thing, he suppresses his digestive system. Haven't you realized when you're nervous, whatever you eat, you just don't digest it. It seems just to sit there and it doesn't go, right? So it suppresses your digestive system. And then your blood flows to the extremities. And then you secrete stimulants. You even secrete morphine by yourself, painkillers. This is the reason why when you're nervous and then when you fight, you don't feel the pain. Okay, so at that time, then the cavemen are ready to fight the enemy, to fight the threat off. So just imagine the caveman goes along, fights the tiger, kills the tiger. At that time, he thinks he himself is a hero. So he's really, really happy. And then he lays on the ground resting. When the caveman becomes happy, then his immune system starts to come back. Because why? When he's fighting the tiger, he's doing exercise. So when he exercises, then he's sweating like crazy. So he eliminates the hormone, the corticosteroid that he has secreted. And then right after he kills the tiger, he's very happy. So he stopped the production of corticosteroid. Then his immune system slowly comes back. Okay, now return back to modern days today. Nowadays, we're different. When we get angry, when we are stressed, we hold it to ourselves. You know, every time when you get angry with your boss, can you tell your boss saying, hey, come out, let's fight? You get fired, okay? And that makes things even worse. Then you get stressed, then you get sad, okay? So in the modern civilization, what do? Whenever we're sad, whenever we're angry, we hold it to ourselves, okay? And just to be civilized, we pretend we are happy, okay? And now, not only that, coupled with that, okay? So, you know, every time, you know, when you drive along the parking lot, do you ever have that urge to park in the handicapped? Yeah, I know. You know, now you think back, you may say, well, it's only just 1 block away, right? But that's how lazy we are nowadays. We don't want to even walk. Okay, so we don't exercise. So now, just think about it. We are stressed most of the time. So what do? We secrete the corticosteroid for long periods of time. We suppress our immune system for long periods of time. And then, coupled with that, we don't exercise and we don't even sweat at all. So it remains within us. And therefore, our immune system gets suppressed. This is one of the reasons also why we get cancer quite easily. So next time, when you get into a fight with your girlfriend, with your boyfriend, with your husband or your wife, think about me. And then you warn yourself and say to yourself, say, don't be angry. Life is more important. Okay? So number 2, be happy. Okay? Number 3, exercise, please. Okay, so how much exercise do we need? Not much, not much. All you have to do is just to walk. All you have to do is park your car far away. That's all you have to do. Okay? So how much walking? Well, we did a research also on this subject. And we find that as long as you take 3 days out of the week, and every time out of the 3 days, you just continuously walk for half an hour. You don't even have to run. All you have to do is walk for half an hour, okay, 3 days out of the week. The number of colds that you're going to get per year is going to be half from the people that doesn't even walk at all. Okay? So, exercise. Why do we have to exercise? Because every time your heart pumps, your blood circulates. But it doesn't mean your lymph circulate. Your lymph circulate when your muscles contract. So every time when you exercise, it enhances the circulation of your lymph. And when your lymph is circulating well, your immune system gets strengthened. It gets boosted. So walk a little bit and exercise, especially whenever you feel stressed, exercise. Whenever you feel angry, exercise. If you say, well, I've got arthritis, so I cannot exercise, okay? It's okay, it's okay. If you tell me, say, oh, I'm sick, I am laying in my bed, so I cannot exercise. It's okay. As long as you cannot exercise, you cannot walk, how about doing deep breathing exercise, okay? If you breathe deeply all the time, okay, whenever you remember, it's going to enhance the circulation of your lymph as well. So, if you can do all 3, number 1, change your diet, okay? Eat more plant food. Number 2, be happy. And number 3, walk, exercise, and also sleep well, okay? Take plenty of rest in the nighttime. Then your immune system will be strengthened. And then I'll guarantee you, life will be at least 120 years old. So with that, I hope you can take what you hear just up until now. So today, when you go back, share it with your friends and your family members. Together, let us create a healthier tomorrow for everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you.